There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset in this football club. Nothing is there. What the hell is there in this football club? Tell me now. What the hell is there? There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no.
Stream guys,
Welcome to the
uh,
stream.
Aniket man, what is this club man? I'm tired. I'm tired. This is season 12 after the great man left. Season number 12, right? 2013. He, to be fair, that season itself the team was horrible, right? We had what? We had Paul Scholes coming back out of retirement,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Um, I mean, sure, we had Van Persie, that's why we won that season. But otherwise, we had nothing. But still, that man won us a title, right? I mean, sure, SAF is once in a generation, whatever.
Hmm.
But 12 seasons after that, right? 12
Hmm.
seasons, the best manager is second,
Hmm.
right? I think once during Mourinho's time, once during Ollie's time, right? And even then, it was such a distant second, it didn't matter. Mourinho said, "This is my best season in my managerial career," after finishing 10 or 10 points or 15 points behind Man City, right?
Hmm.
And again, we do the same thing, right? New manager comes, we're all excited, enthusiastic. 2 seasons happen, it's gone, right? Except Moyes, nobody wanted Moyes, but we saw LVG, right? LVG started strong. Then we had that 5-3 loss against Leicester, and then LVG went passing sideways, 3-5-2 bullshit, and it was gone, right? And then we just got what 3-2. How many seasons LVG had? 2, 3, whatever. Doesn't matter. We got some X seasons of draws after that, right? We had one period of I think 4 or 5 months in the second season, the second half when we were beautiful football, and
Yeah.
then out again, right? He won the FA Cup, got fired. In comes Jose Mourinho.
Jose
Uh,
was before. Jose was after LVG, and then
right.
we had another three decent seasons with Jose,
Yeah, I think we
and
had third season he blew up. We had
obviously third season syndrome of Jose is like firing season, so we understand that. So that's
yeah. I
the end
mean,
of
third
Jose.
season, I think Jose was done with the club. Club was done with Jose. It all fell apart, right?
Yeah.
Jose was pissed. We didn't support him. He wanted a world class midfielder. Our board gave him Fred. Uh, Man, to think about it, Fred is better than the midfield crap we have today. But
I wish we
anyway,
had Fred right now.
right, I know, right? I wish we had Fred today. But yeah, he got Fred, and I mean, the whole thing, right? I mean, it's sure not like his place. He wanted Matic, whose legs were done. But third season, he leaves. In comes club legend Ollie, right? He came as interim.
Interim.
Uh,
Yeah.
he had, I think, by far the best new manager dead cat bounce we have seen. Freaking beat PSG in the Champions League. Took us to the next round. Glazers were like, "Arey, mil gaya, Landa mil gaya, 3-year contract," right? So then he was there. Um, yeah, and pretty much after he got his contract, his that first half season he was not good again, right? We missed top four. The board did what they do. They spent a lot of money on random crap.
Hmm.
But yeah, Oli gives two consecutive top four finishes. Excellent. But then again, the second season itself, no, third season, yeah, third season itself. When did Ronaldo come? His second or third season? When did Ronaldo come? His third season, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, third season we got Varane, we got Sancho, and then we got Ronaldo. Upset the entire balance of the team. I mean, I like Ronaldo, but come on, he was not the right player to buy at that time.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, he had to fit the
Nostalgia
entire.
signing.
Yeah, like I mean, City baited us. We took the bait, signed Ronaldo. I think Ole himself said in a recent podcast, he told us on signing Ronaldo was a mistake.
Hmm.
We signed Ronaldo, team fell apart, balance is gone. I mean, sure, Ronaldo scored the goals, but it didn't matter at that point. Ole got fired. Then we got another caretaker, Ralph Rangnick. Um, Ralph Rangnick was so openly, brutally honest in his typical German fashion with the club that We went from saying Ralph Ragnick will be director of football for the next manager to Ralph Ragnick being completely kicked out because he couldn't take his truth, right? Remember he said we need open heart surgery?
Yeah,
Gone. Kicked out. We signed Eric Ten Hag. First they're like, oh, Ragnick will be a consultant, then that also gone. Ragnick, Tata, bye bye, right? And who then we had freaking John Murto, who knows bloody shit all about football. And then came Eric Ten Hag. Same story again. We backed the man in first season. Eric gives us results. Then second season, I don't know what witchcraft around the club. We had 50 injuries in this season. So we're like, okay, we thought Eric is not getting results, but okay, we had 50 injuries. It's hard to have a consistent tactic. Um, all the signs were there. You do realize, you do remember second season he changed his tactic. We had been cut open in the midfield every single game, right? But we're like, oh, there's no Licha, there is no this, there is no that.
yeah, and we have signed X number of players as well. And I think that the
Season came,
second season, yeah,
uh, contract was getting over. The board gave him a 1 year extension because like TK he got us 2 cups, 3 cups. He's like, okay, let's give him another chance. So we sign him to the third season. And what do we see this season? Do we have that many injuries? No. I think yesterday against Tottenham was probably I mean, apart from left back, right, it was our best side that we are playing, right? We
yeah,
had Delict in center defense. We had the new guy Mazraoui at right back, right? We had Dalot at left back, who was still pretty good last season, one of the sole bright sparks, right? And
we
then
had Bruno in midfield.
yeah, we had Maino and Ugarte in midfield, was supposed to be
Yeah,
our best midfield pairing right now. We had Rashford on the left, who's supposed to be our club's talisman, and Bruno is actually our club's talisman, right? And we had Garnacho on the right, our club's future Ronaldo, whatever. And we had Zirkzee up top.
and then
Sure,
these new
Hoyland
boys also.
is coming back from injury, but I don't think
Yeah.
even if we had Hoyland, we are scoring a single goal yesterday, right? I don't know, man. Aniket, it's up to you.
So
I'm there.
Pratyush has summarized all the clubs, mistakes and all the managers' different kinds of attributes and so on from the past 12 years. So for that, whoever's watching, please subscribe to the channel because you won't get that kind of an in-depth analysis on our past 4-5 managers anywhere else apart from on this channel. So, subscribe, drop a like, and share with your friends and tell them to join this rant. I wouldn't say a rant session, it's a healthy discussion on the state of Manchester United at this point. So, yeah, let's come to the present now. It's Eric Ten Hag versus the players. It's the fans on Eric Ten Hag's side and some fans on the players' side. I wouldn't say the players, it's some fans who basically want the manager out. So much
Yeah.
so that Pratyush has taken off his glasses because he's definitely ETH out, I believe. But that's not the. I wouldn't say that's a conclusion we need to reach, or we need to collectively reach as fans as well as viewers watching this show. So, but we'll put our viewpoint as to why we think that there should be a change at this point. So, let's take the start of the season. So, we've now played 6 games to start the season, and we've had relatively everyone healthy, I would say, except for maybe our striker Hoyland. And Pratyush, you can interrupt me, in terms of the injury situation. Who else have we got injured at this point? And
I think
significant
at this
injury, I would say.
Shaw injured, and Tyrell Malaysia. I don't know if Malaysia is even alive, but
Yeah,
we,
I'm
we
not
have Shaw.
counting Anthony because Anthony is anyways not contributing much
Yeah, I don't think he's
since he's
starting
been
any.
here. So, so basically, we've just had Hoyland injured and on the sidelines, and we've had a pretty fit and healthy
Yeah.
squad up till now, right? So one injury, but everyone else healthy, and we've had 6 games played till now. We have scored only 5 goals in 6 games. That's not even a goal a game. We've conceded 8. That's more than a goal a game. And our goal difference is at -3 with just 7 points, and we are languishing in 13th place. So I know it's
Oh, are
very
you
early.
I thought we were 12th. Oh,
We're
great.
13th now. I know it's very early into the season, but 6 games is kind of a decent sample size to judge a manager's start to a season. I mean, as well as the players as well. So while you can blame the players as much as you want in terms of whether they have the right fitness levels, whether they know how to finish from different positions, whether The midfield is doing its job, but ultimately it comes down to the manager. What the manager does with training, how the manager is working on different tactics to tackle different teams, whether he is the right man to take charge in big games against teams like Manchester City and Arsenal, especially the informed teams of the past few seasons. So all these burning questions come up when you have started so bad or so poor. And we found that against Tottenham as well. So Tottenham was kind of the last straw for us, or at least the two of us in terms of in this entire panel in terms of how we will be taking this forward in terms of our viewpoints on this club and on the manager as well. So we had Bruno on the field for what 42, 43 minutes, right? I believe, and we were still not good, particularly playing well against Tottenham with a full strength team with 11 players out there. Tottenham was just picking us apart. Our midfield was falling apart whenever they got the ball. And obviously, we had to go down very quickly. That's what United do nowadays. They go down quickly and then try to come back from that. And when we go down, we are at our lowest, right? We fail to understand what it takes to break down a team while the other team grows in confidence. And I don't know who you put this on, the players or the manager. So yeah, Pratyush, you might want to take it away from here in terms of what happens to us when we go down in games, and maybe some other points you want to highlight here.
Yeah, and just to kind of talk about injuries that you were talking about, right? These are injuries right now. Uh-huh. So let me zoom in. So, I mean, injury suspensions, whatever you call it, right? So Lenny Yoro, he's 18 years old. He's probably not going to start right away, even if he was fit, right? Bruno is suspended, but he was available for this first game, right? Who else? Malasia, Shaw, sure. But if we had Luke Shaw yesterday, are we winning? I don't think so,
Yeah,
really. Harry Maguire, he was not really starting anyway, right? Kobe did play the game, so not counting him. And Mason Mount also was subbed in, so I mean he did get injured again, I think yesterday, but he was basically fit for the game, right? So
yeah,
and Holland was being eased in because he just recently returned. Both Mount and Holland recently returned from injury, so they were being eased in. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So you can't blame this on injuries either, right? It'd be a mistake to blame this on injuries, right? And if you look at this, are United's results, right? I mean, let's start from Community Shield. Community Shield, 1-1, and we did play well, to be fair. Right? People were generally positive about our performance in that game.
yeah.
So sure, or maybe, oh yeah, third season players are back. Maybe we finally, got this right. And then Fulham again. We had good XG, only one goal, but again we didn't have a strikers. We're playing Zirkzee up top, who feels more like a false nine rather than an out and out striker, and our
He
wingers are
does.
crap today. So the fact that we won 1-0 still felt okay. Brighton again, even though we did lose 2-1, people are still like, yeah, I know you still see it happening. Those two goals are free goals. I mean, sure, whatever. I was still okay at this point, right? We're like, okay, team is
Hmm.
learning. We'll get better. Still hope, right? Then came Liverpool. That was a complete collapse. Liverpool, my God, that was terrible. And like, you're even playing at home,
That
not playing at
was that was the
right.
first big test of the season, and we failed like crap. We failed miserably.
Exactly. First big test of the season. You're playing Liverpool at Old Trafford, not even at Anfield. You're playing at home. You have what 70,000 United fans cheering you on. What is it? 5,000 away fans, right? In that 75,000, you have 70,000 United fans cheering you on. What do you do? You lose 3 love to Liverpool, right? I personally, that was one of the straws for me for this season. Like all day, I was starting to get fed up, right? Like we're already seeing games where he can't finish, and
Hmm.
remember, before the Liverpool game, they also did not have full strength that game, right? I think they were missing somebody. I can't
They,
remember who now.
yeah, they were missing someone. I'm not able to recollect, but it was
Yeah,
somebody
they were missing,
substantial.
I think, one or two key players. So that's why the
Yeah.
media was like, an even game. I mean, sure, Salah played, but I mean, that Darwin Nunes up top. Come on, how hard can it be to beat that guy? right?
Exactly.
But yeah, Liverpool completely, utterly destroyed our team.
Hmm.
Sure, then we visited Southampton. Come on, really? Do you want to gloat about beating Southampton? Where are they in the side? They're like, come on, what is this? 20th in the table? Where are
Yeah,
they?
somewhere there or thereabouts.
And, yeah, sure, we beat the team that's probably going to be relegated end season. Ha ha, wow, we are so great. Uh, then we went to Barnsley. Oh my god, I hated this game. Um, to be clear, we won 7-0. But come on, that's expected. They're a League One side.
They're in
What do you.
League One, and it was a League Cup game, and everyone is fired up. Obviously, it's a League Cup game. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
look at that. People are like, oh, Rashford scored 2 goals. Garnacho scored 2 goals.
Anthony
Like,
scored a goal.
goals. Stuttgart is on a pacemaker. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
it's Barnsley for Christ's sake. Nothing against Ericsson, but it's
Hmm.
Barnsley, man. It's freaking Barnsley. They're like 40 places beneath you. Like, 7 love is the minimum expectation, right? For a side like United, for the amount of money we have spent on this club in transfers, 7 love was a minimum. I know everybody's charged up after Barnsley, like, oh, Rashford is back. I think Rashford also scored against Southampton, right? Yeah, Rashford scored against
Yep.
Southampton. Yeah, hell yeah, Rashford is back. Yeah, he scored against 2 bullshit teams. Great, he's back in form. What happens? Crystal Palace, same old story again. And they're like, oh, no, no, you're just unlucky. Fine, that's okay. We'll get better, blah, blah, blah. Then we went to FC20. Uh,
Same old
Ericsson
story. We
minute
couldn't.
will 0. Maybe second half we can score a couple more and put the game to
Yeah.
bed.
That why aren't we doing that? When we go up 1-0, sometimes we don't put the pressure to fucking finish the game. We
No,
are like stuck
Aniket,
on 1-0 and
Aniket.
we cannot score.
No, no, Aniket, we try. We try that against 20. But what happened? Our midfield just gets cut open like butter.
Yeah.
Butter probably has more resistance than our midfield right now.
So whose fault is that? Is it the player's fault? Is it the player? The player that taught the tactics by someone, right?
Exactly. I mean, all right. I'm not saying the players are without fault here. The players are utter garbage.
Yeah.
But who set these players up with the tactic that we're playing? Right?
Correct.
It is Eric. So, I mean, I gave a lot of leeway last year. I remember last year you used to be ETH out, and I was like, "Nahi, bhai, injuries hai, ye hai,
I
wo hai."
agree. Yeah.
Right? We used to have this conversation a lot last season, right? Both of us were not on the same page at all, and we kind of, all right, Aditya is here. Let's call him Aditya.
Hey,
So,
hi Aditya.
Hey
Welcome
everyone,
to the
hello.
session.
yeah, yeah,
All
join,
good.
join, join.
Where are you
So,
guys? Continue.
just telling that last season, um, Aniket was, I think, the few people in our podcast group that was PTH out, right? And all of us are like, नहीं यार, injuries है, ये है, वो है, आएगा भाई, players को आने दे, अच्छे खेलेंगे, अच्छे खेलेंगे. And then he won the FA Cup final against Man City, and we were like, I was like gloating on Aniket so much that I like, Aniket, bitch, I told you so, right? Uh,
No,
and then
wait. We haven't heard Aditya's opinion, so we don't know what is ETH out, ETH in, or is in the on the
yeah,
fence. So
Aditya,
yeah,
before
good
before I
time for
forgot,
Aditya to
That
talk.
just join.
that's a very tricky question. See,
Since you just
obviously
joined,
after the Spurs game, I was literally fuming so badly. I was abusing ETH. I think I scored. I think I turned the TV off around the 75th minute, 80th minute, because the way we are playing, yeah, these guys they just look like these lazy players. Like I don't even know what to talk about. Firstly, about that first game, it was so horrible. It's possibly the
yeah,
worst match I've seen. Even that 7-0 thrashing against Liverpool at Anfield. In that first half, we were actually at least we were fighting, or I would say that we were at least trying to score a goal. In this
yeah.
one,
That
right
first time were
from
actually good because I remember that game. We were only like one love or 2 love down. I
yeah,
was
yeah,
watching
I
it
think only
postbar, and all United
first
fans were
half.
like, "We come back in second half, we score a goal, we make it 2-1, then we make it," and then we collapsed.
Yeah, so in the first half against Liverpool, also during that 7-0 thrashing, we were I think just 2 goals down, and we were at least
Yeah,
trying
we
to
were
score.
2-1.
At least there
Yep,
was
yep.
something we were fighting for. In this game, right from minute one, we were so bad, we were so horrible. Every single player in this team was misplacing a pass. It may be Delict, it may be Mazraoui. All the new signings were playing absolutely abysmal in that game. I don't even want to talk about Bruno at the moment because all
Adi,
this season, all these
Adi,
games, he's been so bad.
do you remember
Sorry?
the first goal in the Spurs game? Do you remember the first goal? Mickey
Yeah, yeah,
Van
yeah.
de Ven. Mickey
Dude,
Van de
Mickey
Ven.
Van der Vaart, he literally pierced through our midfield.
He's not even a full back or like a wing back. He's a freaking centre back. Runs through the entire side and freaking crosses the ball to Johnson. Man, what the hell is going on?
Exactly. And the worst part was while he was, you can say, look, you can say he was jogging through the midfield in some manner, okay? And there was literally nobody ready to even tackle him. I was like, okay, he first started to run when he won the ball against Rashford. I was like, okay, Ugarte might stop him, maybe do a tactical foul, something like that. Nobody even touched him. That was the most shocking moment, that moment. And when he was literally like one on one with Delict at the end, I had no hope. I was like, he's definitely going to cross the ball, and there's somebody going to be there on the far post who's going to be open. And that's exactly what happened. You look at Dallo at that moment when Brennan Johnson scored that goal. Dallo literally raised his hand up. So it was so shocking to me, and this was the same mistake we did against Twente. It was the same thing we did against Brighton also. We
Mm,
structurally are so bad. We
mm,
Our players, they don't know what they're doing when they're on the pitch for those 90 minutes. It can be against any other opposition. It can be Liverpool, Man City, even Barnsley. Even 7
mm,
nil against Barnsley was a very low score, considering how low in what kind of a league they play. Okay, we still missed chances in that game also. We were so bad.
mm,
So all this comes down to Eric Ten Hag only. What is he doing in the first season? You can say he overachieved. Definitely he overachieved. He won the Carabao Cup. He finished third. He got the best out of Rashford possibly in his entire Man United career. In the
Hey,
second
Rashford
season,
wanted a contract, man. Rashford wanted a contract.
okay, yeah, that's understandable. In the second season, we were hit with injuries. I was ready to accept that excuse also. Okay, there are too many injuries. Once he has his players, he might do well. But yeah, this season with he's got the players also. He's got the management's backing also. He's got everything he wants, and we are playing possibly the worst football in the entire league. No team is playing such bad. Even
Yeah, yeah.
Ipswich Town have an identity at least. We
No,
have
I'll
no
bring
identity.
stats.
Yeah,
I'll bring up some stats. But yeah, look, Adi, like before you joined, that's what I was telling Aniket and our viewers when we started the stream, right? I was going through the games one by one, right, from the beginning of the season. And it was like even though we're winning 1-0, or even the Brighton loss is still okay because I could see our players putting in effort, right?
yeah,
XG was there making effort. Brighton had two lucky goals. I mean, sure, Brighton is a good team away from
yeah.
them. But it felt like अरे ठीक है यार एक दो गलतियां हो गए, we're still playing well. But then I don't know, at some point it felt like they started giving up. And I think uh, after Southampton and Barnsley winning two games against bottom fodder teams, like Southampton is 19 in the table and Barnsley is like 40-45 places below us. We win two games and I think then our players just become more confident कि यार हो गया, tactics समझ में आ गया, सब समझ गया, अभी फाड़ देंगे. And then they couldn't put a single goal against Palace, right? And then 20 again. Even Palace were cutting us open the whole game. They were not clinical enough to finish their chances.
yeah. I was
Same
I
I
thing.
was
agree.
I was pretty shocked that Palace did win that game. They had only two chances possibly throughout the whole game. One was a
Exactly.
shocking miss by Eze, like that kind of a miss. I don't think you're gonna see again him doing something like that.
Yeah.
So for Palace, it was a really bad loss because they could have
Yeah.
easily won that game because that's how
And
teams win
then
against.
even against Twente, right? They are supposed to be our weakest Europa League opponent, right? And we couldn't even win against them. Like we scored a goal and then we just couldn't cut open their defense. And then again,
Yeah.
second half, they run through a defense like freaking Ronaldo and Messi combined are jogging in the park, and we are like,
Exactly.
you
So
know,
that's what comes in. That's what's the problem about Ten Hag here. He's seeing the mistakes. The same mistakes have been happening for the past two seasons also. He's coming into the press conference. He's saying all this thing. He says, I don't know, क्या नशा करके आता है वो when he gives those press
and that
conferences.
obviously he can't be totally honest. That is
He needs
PR, I
to.
get.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think one of the problems also is here the language barrier is also there. English is obviously not his first language.
Hey,
Whatever
hey, come on. Dutch people know very good English. Let's not be
this
stupid
guy,
here.
this bloke doesn't know that also. So I think the majority of the things that he comes and says in the press conferences, he doesn't even know what he's saying. He's just
No,
coming
man.
up, he's
I
just
think
putting up some
no.
sentences. I don't
Okay,
even know
okay,
what he's saying.
okay. Okay, hold on, hold on. You don't become the manager of United without some PR training. Okay, that is don't
He's
take these guys face value.
whoever
But
whoever
I
trained him for his PR abilities is definitely
Yeah,
a
but I think it's still okay. David Moyes was probably the
think they have
worst
to get this money.
manager with the kind of PR he had. He brought no PR to the
more.
club.
Yeah, no, I think he's just playing those things up to make himself seem कि भाई मैं कुछ कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ सब चीजें हैं.
Exactly.
The
He's not.
problem is
He's,
bro,
he's also not accepting his mistakes. Firstly,
no,
you
but
saw
I'm
him that day just go up against a reporter as if he's
uh,
only right, even though he got exposed by that reporter on face.
but
What was going wrong in that game?
it's like bro, you're the manager. I mean, even if you look at the side that started against Spurs, right? Onana, it's your player. Mazraoui, your player. Delict, your player. Martinez, your player.
Exactly.
Ugarte, your right? So already you have five people, half the and Xerxes also your player, right?
Zogze.
Six people are your team,
And
right?
Manu also came under him only.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Mainu also came up under him. Garnacho
Yeah,
came up under him, right?
Exactly.
Uh, so who are the players who didn't come up under him? Bruno, Rashford, and Dalot. बस तीन. Eight
hmm,
players are under his, right? अभी क्या excuse है कि इसका team नहीं है, right?
exactly.
And also his approach from playing from the back. We saw it
Yeah.
last season.
He's
There
not
were
playing from
there
the
were
back, man. There's no playing from the back happening. वो पहले season में होता था. There's no playing from the back happening right now. It's like we're
exactly.
just moving the ball to Xerxes. Xerxes doesn't know how to do any hold up play. He loses the ball.
Yes,
My but
Yorkshire is a completely different topic here. I, to be honest, see, we shouldn't even be expecting goals from him. He's not that kind of a player only. But the basic chances that he's getting also, at least that is expected out of him to at least finish them. If you look at the Spurs game also, there was a moment where Meno cut in the ball and he was open. He had some time to maybe just control the ball and then hit him. उस बंदे ने पता नहीं क्या सोचा, he just hit it like, you know, he didn't know what he was doing. उसने मार दिया and somehow it went towards that left hand side, even though it was saved. It was an easy
Hmm.
save. But even the basic chances, you see, the thing we want with Rasmus Horrid, we want our wingers to maybe cut the ball in. We want our midfielder, maybe our creator Bruno to find Rasmus. All that is not happening when Rasmus is on the field, even though Rasmus has been injured. Xerxes has got more chances than I've seen Rasmus get. These kind of balls that Rashford was putting in, and that Mano chance, and all those things, and even the headers Xerxes has missed against Liverpool. Also, you saw. I think he could have got a couple of goals there. Those
Yeah.
are the kind of chances that maybe Rasmus should be getting. But when Rasmus is on the pitch, he doesn't get those kind of chances. So, like I was saying, that Xerxes, like he's not even. I'm not expecting goals from him at all. He's kind of more of a sometimes a midfielder, I would say.
he's more
And
like a false
And that's the
nine.
yeah,
reason.
exactly.
Look at
He's like
where
a
we
false
are.
nine.
Look at this. I think Pratyush, you're sharing something, right, in terms of the
Yeah, yeah.
stats.
Yeah, so let's come
Yeah.
to this, right? Let's look at our defense. Like, look at that, man. We're like bottom. Like, three of them we are good to be relegated. Like, what is this?
That's what happens, right? When you're not scoring enough goals, then your defense
Yeah.
also is like in shambles because like there's no confidence in like both sets of the play, both sets of the players, whether it be offensively or defensively. And I mean, Onana has kind of been up and down again to start the season, and defense obviously you got to take into the fact that new players are there, but again they will take time to settle in. So maybe the manager has not put
Dude, how
them in
much
a good.
time would they like? How
I
much time
agree.
would they take to settle in?
I
Exactly.
am just
How much time do you think
I
they're gonna
am
get?
just finding one or two reasons for the Eric Ten Hag backers. Here, like we have in some of our own panel as well, and some of the viewers also might be there who are still ETH in I would say savants or something. But yeah, at this point we're running out of reasons for any positivity on our manager, which is sad because we all want ETH to do well. We don't want another manager change, right? And another manager change means you start fresh again. But when you bring out stats like what Pratyush is again sharing in terms of conceding 3+ goals, uh, in these games since Sir Alex left. So ETH again is at the bottom of the list with 23 already in 123 games. and that number could easily rise because of the tactics which is being employed right now, especially in midfield, where teams just have a clear way to our goal, and there's nobody stopping them.
True, true. Yeah, even also talking about Delict here, in the
Mm.
Spurs game, I think so far, however long Delict has played for us, he has been actually good. He has been decent. But Delict's ability on the ball is absolutely, I don't know, shit, to be honest. He's so bad on the ball. He's even worse than Harry Maguire, I would say, when it comes down to, carrying the ball a bit. He doesn't know how to carry the ball in front, making passes and all that stuff. And he was doing that stuff in the Spurs game. He was misplacing passes so badly. Whenever he comes under pressure, he doesn't know what to do at that moment. There were two or three instances where he gave away the ball to a Spurs player easily. He doesn't know how to act whenever he's under pressure. And see, this thing that now straight comes to the manager. If you know that Delict is not that good on the ball, then why are you letting him have the ball for so long? You need to be instructing him. You always see Ten Hag whenever he's on the touchline, he's either just standing there. I barely see him giving out any
Mm.
instructions to the players at all. So, like I
Mm.
said, he's basically digging up his own grave at the moment. Eric Ten Hag. He's been provided
Yeah.
every single thing he's asked for, and
So
I,
he's
so there have been,
I think he
Pratyush,
knows
just
his.
one
If you,
thing, Pratyush. There have
yeah,
been reports that in, I don't know how genuine they are, but there have been reports that some players are not happy, and you get these kind of stuff, these kind of news coming out, as and when the team does not perform well. So we don't know how
yeah,
true they are. Some players are not happy with his tactics, and there have been reports, obviously other reports, that the management is backing ETS at least for the next set of games coming up. So, yeah, I mean, Pratyush, the floor is yours. This is what I wanted to bring up. We don't know how true both of these reports are. It could be ETH is sacked after the next game also, but we don't know
right,
at this
right.
point.
I mean, I think also it'll take time for the board to find another manager, right? Or even to decide whether they want to use Nistelrooy as interim, right? Or whether I don't know, man. Maybe the board feels it just one loss. Maybe you'll give on the chance, right? We have Porto on Thursday or rather Friday for folks in the East. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's hard to say really, but yeah, I think regarding Adi's comment on the being static on the touchline, if you see all of past managers towards the end of this tenure, they became increasingly static, right? Same with Louis Van Gaal. Remember early Louis Van Gaal, like falling on the floor and
right.
dramatizing fall on the floor nominees, and then end of the thing, he just stoically sitting and taking notes. Same thing with Jose Mourinho, throwing bottles and all that in the first season. Sitting in the stands by the end. Same with Ole also. Ole used to cheer and egg the players on
Mm,
first season. By the end, he was like, "Arey yaar, chodo." Even
mm,
Ragnick, in brief tenure, you could see that.
yeah.
And even Eric in his first season was very animated. Even second season, he still showed a bit effort.
Dude,
I think,
in his first season, in his first press conference, he made the statement eras come to an end.
dude, he's very lucky Klopp left the club. Otherwise, it would have been even more worse.
Eras do come to an
Exactly.
end. It looks like the ETH era might come to an end soon. That's what probably
It will
he
definitely. But
meant.
to be
Like
honest,
we all, again, to everyone watching, we are not, we don't want to, we don't want the position of this club to be in such a situation where
we
every year
we
we go
don't
into the
we
season.
don't have
Yeah,
hate towards Eric Ten Hag and such.
yeah,
We obviously want him to succeed at the club because we love the club and he's our manager. But like I said, the question you asked, Aniket Bia, it's going to be a tricky thing for the board also to, make a decision of him being sacked or making Van Nistelrooy as the interim manager or finding another manager because they've invested so much in this transfer window. And that was
Yep,
all under Eric Ten Hag only. These all players have come after being obviously asked. They asked Eric Ten Hag about this, and then only they brought these players up. So now to sack him 6 games into the season, it's going to be a tricky thing. And the thing about Van Nistelrooy being the interim manager that scares me a bit because uh, Van Nistelrooy came to Manchester United only because he wanted to, I think, work under Eric Ten Hag. ऐसा कुछ तो भी था, I think so. So making him the interim manager would be a huge, huge gamble. I have to say. And a new manager coming in, I don't see a new manager coming in at the moment. I don't think who even is available. Southgate is it's better you keep Eric Ten Hag here, man.
And I think that's one of the reasons why United will still hold on to ETS, because at this point there's no world class manager available. I mean, I don't think you're not getting Zidane or those kind of people at this point, right? And
I think Zidane is going to help this club much, man. I don't know
yeah,
why you're trying to keep harping about Zidane.
I mean, like at least there's an option, but right now I don't see any options on the board, which is probably going to help ETH. I mean, we don't want the results to go south, and for us to keep doing a rant stream every week till till Ten Hag is sacked or something. We hope that this is the last kind of a we are done stream, because if ETH suddenly turns this around and we start winning every game from next time, we're going to come and we're going to talk about the positives as well. It's not that we're only going to talk about the negatives. But it's reached such a stage now, with as Pratyush and Adi have said, that wherein we have to talk about it. We have to talk about the results of the past 7 games. Even the wins which we had, the wins were not convincing. We're not scoring enough goals. There are problems in the midfield, and basically there's a lot of problems in the club. So, and for those who are saying the manager has not been backed in the transfer window, I would completely disagree with that. He's
Uh,
had entire time this last transfer window. He's got the players he wanted.
I think Eric Ten Hag has been backed at a degree much more than Ole, Jose, or LVG were ever backed. He has got in the post Ferguson era, he has got the best backing here. I think even Saf was not back this much with the Glazers, man. Like, come on. We got freaking Valencia when he sold Ronaldo.
yeah, no manager has been back like Ten Hag has been post the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Okay, it's a new
Look, sure,
start.
what will they say? Not even playing. What can you say?
God, this guy, why
But did he actually play the Euros without permission, or like I remember
Nah,
he
there
he
let
was
was
him?
fit.
He
there was
allowed
He
him.
was
something like
fit.
that
He was
sort.
fit for the Euros.
He was fit,
He,
right?
yeah, he was
No,
fit
I think
as
it's
usual.
look. I mean, Shaw was
But I
again.
think I think Raj's question is more on the lines of like, why does he keep getting injured so frequently?
Dude,
So I think
he had a
my
career ending
That
injury
we know. Yeah.
that we know.
my
But
question to Raj
but
is question to Raj
we
is,
are the ones
do you
here
think?
who should be blamed that he's still at the club. We gave him a new contract 2 seasons ago, even after knowing how terribly, how terrible injury record he has. So we are
Okay,
the ones who are to blame here.
Adi, let me ask you this: assuming Luke Shaw magically his injury disappeared and he came back to the side, are we winning? Are we
Sorry,
winning?
sorry, what?
Even if Luke Shaw
No,
say magically was for the weekend, right? And he was starting our game against Spurs, right? And it was
hmm.
not Dallo. Are we winning that game? No, right?
No.
I mean, you
Still, we
can
won't.
oh, Shaw was not playing, Holland was not playing. I mean, sure, Holland was returning from injury. Sure, start Holland, start Shaw. Are we winning that game? No. I don't think we're winning.
I don't think it all comes down to the tactics only then. Even if Shaw
Yeah.
was there, even if Holland was there, even if you started Mount
Yeah.
in place of Bruno also.
The first
It
goal
all
itself should be right. A freaking centre back cut through the entire side. Their X
exactly.
was 5.6. The only
See,
reason Tottenham score more
maybe
than
the
this.
maybe the first goal could have been avoided if Shaw was there, but there's no guarantee in that. Okay, if Shaw also would have tracked back to
Yeah.
Brennan Johnson. So we don't know, but we still would have lost that game. The way we were playing, even if that Brennan Johnson goal you remove it, there was some or the other way. We actually should be thankful to the Spurs as forwards. Okay, they
Yeah,
kept the scoreline 3-0 only. This could have easily been over 7-0 also. Easily. Okay,
I mean, if
Solanke had
Son was
around
playing,
Solanke
it
could
would have
have
been
got
a
a hat
lot
trick,
more.
and Son was also not there. Solanke could have got a hat trick. Timo Werner, I don't even want to talk about that guy. The sitters that he has missed. So we should thank the forwards Spurs that they missed some easy chances there, and the scoreline was still 3-0 and not humiliating as such. The Anfield one which happened.
man. About Van de Ven, he came on a right flank, man. Shaw was not going to be anywhere near him.
Ah, no, he
Yeah.
wasn't.
Great. Pratyush, you might want to join back. I think your stream is freezing.
Yeah, it's
So
freezing and hot.
yeah. While Pratyush does that, yeah, Pratyush, are you back?
Yeah, it
Hello.
seems okay.
Yes. Yep. Seems okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
So my question was that what do you guys think about this Bruno thing happening now? All of a sudden he's playing so terrible. He's not even able to make a proper pass also now.
Okay,
And whenever he's playing, he looks more of a liability than being one of our biggest strengths in the squad.
I'll tell you, Bruno. When did Bruno join the club? What, 4 seasons ago? Right? 5 seasons ago?
Yeah, 5 seasons I think so.
We had the power of the internet and nothing but it. But whatever, 4, 5 seasons, whatever it was, right? Bruno has played a lot of football. Bruno never takes rest, right? Okay, he joined in 2020.
True.
In
True.
4 seasons, right? I'm not counting this season because Bale played 6 games this season. But in 4 seasons, he has played 165 games for the club, right? That's a lot of games in 4 seasons, right? It's not like we're not like City playing 60 games every season, right? We barely play 40, 50 games, and he's played almost every game. And in the same period, um, he has probably played another 30, 40, I don't know. He has played 73 games for Portugal since 2017. So I'm guessing he's probably played another 30 in the last 4 seasons, right? So he's played close to 200 games in 4 seasons, club and country.
He's missed
Uh,
games only because of a red card, not of an injury ever.
yeah, I think he did have once a minor injury, but
It was a minor one, I think so.
yeah, exactly. So he joined the club in when the winter transfer window of 1920, right? And so yeah, that's not in 4 seasons. Is that 4 seasons? No, that's probably 3.5. Whatever, doesn't matter. 4.5, whatever.
four and a
Um,
half.
games, right? He's played a lot of games for us. I think they just had one injury in the entire thing, right? And if you look at the way Bruno plays, it's very. I mean, before he fell off a cliff, Bruno's style has always been high intensity football, right? High intensity. He runs a lot. You routinely see him at center back, right? Dude is a number 10. He's running back to center back to save the ball and to save the side, right? I think at this point he's tired, man. He's not getting any younger. He's 30 years old, right? He just turned 30 um 3 4 weeks ago, right? September.
Yeah.
So he's not getting any younger. And the amount he has ran and ran and ran, we saw this Rooney, right? Rooney was done by 30 because he ran so much. Even before 30. But 28, 29, we're talking about Rooney being done. Prime place, prime years for striker, we're like, oh yeah, Rooney's done. Right? Bruno has been remarkably fit, sure, but again, everybody's not a Ronaldo or a Messi, right? I think with Bruno, his legs are just giving out. I think that's just what it is. It's a sad reality of any sports athlete at the top level. At some point, father time wins, and I think the whole reason we bought Mason Mount was to have backup for Bruno. But that guy's been in the hospital since we bought him, man. Bloody hell. Where has
Yeah,
Bruno gotten a chance
he was
in the last?
okay. See, in the last game he was pretty unlucky that he caught that Romanian guy. He literally punched him on the head, man.
Hmm.
उसके सर से खून निकलना चालू हो गया था, इतना जोर से मारा था उसने उसको. He's been pretty unlucky, Mason Mount. But yeah, like you said, he's been in the hospital more than he's played.
I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not talking about this current injury. No, that I know. But dude, he joined us last season. He
Agreed,
played
agreed.
like 50 games, got injured, out for multiple months.
And the
How
games
he,
he's played, he's looked so underwhelming. He's not looked like a
I
player
mean,
who was,
to be
actually
fair,
playing
he
in the
had a
top
chance.
half of the Premier League.
I mean, he's not even
Yeah,
had a chance to become fit or anything. Man, he's not had any game time, right?
I know,
exactly.
but he's not even shown any flashes like in between. That's the thing I'm saying. He's come on for
He
like
can't
what
play.
5-10 minutes, and he's barely got the ball in
I
those
mean,
minutes.
You
like
haven't
I'll
seen
cut
him
in
play
some,
for a stretch of games
cut in
also.
some slack. I think I'll cut in some slack. He needs time to warm up. But again, the thing is, by the time he warms up, he gets injured again, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, this
Like
team
how
is not for cutting slack with anyone, like be it the manager or players. We are not giving them any excuses at this point. We have another
no, but the
question
thing
from
is,
Raj, by the way.
oh, we have another question. After new contract, Bruno is not good as he was. I agree, he played so many matches, but yeah, I
I think
mean,
less pressure with Portugal probably because
yeah,
he's been backed by so many good players also in the Portugal side.
Dude,
yeah, very
exactly.
good.
Look
Where
at the team he's playing around.
yeah,
He's got Ronaldo up front. He's got Rafael Leo on the left.
Bernardo
Uh,
Silva.
Bernardo
Dude,
Silva on
that
the right.
is
In
man.
Manchester United, he's got bloody Rashford on the left, man, who he can't even clear one player.
Yeah, so doesn't
Rashford is
have to do.
offside.
Yeah, so Raj, to your question, I don't think Bruno is working as hard with the Portugal national team because of the kind of talent he has there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, with the United team, he's got to do that much extra because he's the one running the midfield, and he doesn't have like a Bernardo Silva or a Rafael Leao to, anchor, not the anchor the midfield, basically as options in the
He's
midfield.
playing at centre back, man, in United.
Yeah,
What do we
exactly.
expect from him? He's all over the pitch. His pressing also is a bit chaotic, but
Mm.
I think it's just that he's drained out now. To be honest, he's given in these 4 seasons, he's possibly been our best player because the amount of chances he's created, assists he has, goals he scored, the clutch moments also at times he's given us. At the moment, it's just that he's drained out. Um, he needs some time. He needs some rest. Maybe reducing his game time this season, even though it's not possible because his backup is barely fit ever. So it's going to be tough to see Bruno. I really hope he comes back. He's able to uh, pick himself up and start performing for us again. But so far he's been pretty bad, and he's also having the captain's armband. So the captain, wo jo captain wala curse has been at United. Whoever wears that armband suddenly starts playing as if he doesn't even know football. So
Harry
it's
Maguire.
it's a
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah,
it's a
man.
depressing time to be a United fan. That's what I'll end
I
it
mean,
with. It's a
it's
depressing
been
time.
debating for 12
Very
years and
depressing
counting.
time. It's a very depressing time. And at the moment, I don't even feel like watching the games now. Even the Porto game, I'm not gonna watch that game. I've decided. I'm not gonna,
It
destroy,
doesn't
waste my
anyway.
sleep.
Work to do.
Our next PL fixture is against, I think
Aston
Villa,
Villa.
right?
Aston
Oh,
Villa at
sorry.
Villa Park, and
Oh
no
my
way we're winning that. Come on. Have you looked at Villa?
God. These two games could be Ten Hag's last games, even though I don't think it will be. But
Yeah.
these two games could be his last games. If he get thrashed by Villa at Villa Park, then definitely he'll get sacked the next morning.
So we have no Bruno against Villa. So I don't know
Yep.
who's going to anchor the
No
midfield.
Bruno for the next 3 games. Mason
Yeah.
Mount, I think he's all right. He did update about it on Instagram. He's all right. I don't know if he'll play in the Villa game. Maybe he will.
Who?
Mason Mount.
Mount.
Oh, yeah, Mount. Yeah.
I think he's all right. He's not that badly injured or something. It was just maybe scratch or something. So you might see Mason Mounts obviously start in that Villa game. About the Porto game, again, it's an away game. You weren't able to win against FC20 only. So I
Yeah.
barely have
Both
any
are
hope
away
against
games,
Porto.
and Villa and Porto both are away games. So
Exactly. And even though Porto did not play that well against Fenerbahce, I think so, if I'm not wrong, or which team was it in the Europa League?
Fenerbahce. Has to be Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce only,
Earlier
and
in
I
the
think they
group.
lost that game, if I'm not wrong. And they didn't play that great also. But still, we whenever we play against a team, we make them look like as if they're prime Man City, prime Real Madrid. So
yeah.
it's a tough time to be a United fan. You know,
See,
Yeah.
the thing is also after Villa is the international break, so they might just wait for that.
that's what they're waiting for. They've got
Yeah.
a good amount of time to think about it. Maybe if
I
they
mean,
want to sack
unless
him, they'll
unless
do it immediately.
unless we miraculously thrash Porto and Villa 5-love in each game.
Nah, man, we'll
I'll be
not do it.
shocked if he score even more than a goal in both the games.
Yeah, in both the games combined, right? Let's see if we
I
score
don't think
one.
I don't think
Yes.
we've ever
Without
scored
Bruno.
more than 3 or 4 goals under Ten Hag, not counting the Barnsley game, obviously.
It's been
Yeah.
But we
rare, I would
haven't seen
say.
that
It's
scoreline.
been very, very rare.
I think the most we scored was 4 goals against. I think it was Villa or Sheffield United. I think so. We've not scored more than 4, and that 4 goals also is a very rare thing to see when we are playing. So I'm not
Yeah.
expecting a thrashing scoreline at all. Maybe a scrappy 1-0 win, even though we might lose.
Take a
That's the
one
most
and win at
possible.
this point, man.
Exactly. I just need a win at this point. 3 points
Yeah,
are
Yeah.
I
important.
mean, if you look at Villa, man, they have Onana, not the other Onana, and they have Watkins and all these guys. Raj, I probably think so, man. Porto is bullshit. Porto is a bullshit team. Should be winning against them, even being 12th in the table. Like, come on.
Dude, we
I
should
mean,
be
if we
winning against 20 also. We drew still. What do you expect
Exactly.
against Porto also?
Exactly.
So, answering your question, Raj, do you think if I lose against Villa, I don't know. But this is a
I
I
mean,
think it's a game by game evaluation. I feel at this point, till they
I
find
think I
somebody.
think I think it's more likely you'll see us in a rant session on Friday night because we got thrashed by Porto.
yeah, yeah, you may see us, but
And maybe
there is a
Sunday night as
possibility.
well.
There is a possibility
Like,
in because
We'll get
guys, I
back
don't
to
know.
back to back rant sessions in one week.
Guys, I am free Friday night. I am totally down to doing a rant session on Friday night.
I mean, we hope we don't have to do it, but if we have to do it, we have to
exactly.
do
We
it.
hope we don't have to do it, but I, you might see us. Look, it looks like a possibility that you might see us in a
Yeah,
rant session again. And this time
maybe
it might
maybe
be it won't be a rant session. Just it also could be Eric Ten Hag is sacked session kind of a thing, maybe. So
maybe the
it'll
only
all come down to the international break and these two games to make a
maybe the
decision.
only positive out of this maybe the only positive out of this is that we grow a channel with all the rant sessions.
exactly. He's
Like, it
giving us
sounds
news.
come on guys, cut us some slack. We have nothing to go for here. Like if like I don't know, did one of you guys see my tweet the other day?
What?
No, actually not. I've not
No,
been
I
seeing
didn't
any
see.
tweets related to Manchester United.
No, this is my tweet related to Manchester United.
I think Ronaldo. He might put
He
out
might
a
he might
video.
definitely put out a show on his channel.
Exactly.
He's already like gone on a full review of what United are doing wrong, which was more sensible than what ETS has said in the entire season. Yep. I think we are done. We've got all we had for this stream.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only Manchester United have drained our energy out at this moment. So
Man,
we
11
possibly
years,
can't even continue now.
11 years and counting. I'm fed up of this club.
So
Like, uh, you know, the what I want to say. Yeah, on Sunday, right? The game against Tottenham, Sunday, Saturday, whenever it was, doesn't matter. I saw the entire game, right? Till stoppage time, till oh yeah, it was Sunday, my friend's birthday that day. But yeah, I saw till the end the game. And the only reason I freaking saw the game till the end was that I wanted to see how badly Tottenham beat us. And when we only lost 3 love, I was like, you really guys are idiots. It's really lads, it's this is on you.
uh, even in that game, Old Trafford was screaming on the top of the voices just to try and get something out of these bloody players. Maybe charge them a bit, but it didn't help.
Man,
It
like
was
also
no
this
use.
whole thing about new manager and style and all this bullshit. Like, come on, guys. How many clubs keep changing? Like, if you like look at other clubs, right? Like Madrid, Barca, like Chelsea, and freaking Tottenham. Tottenham got a new manager when late last season, early last when or right? This that's pretty new. Liverpool literally got a fresh Baldy of their own, right?
Yeah, and
Chelsea
Uh,
he's
have had
doing.
a few in the recent years.
He's immediately got to the Premier League, adapted to the Premier League.
yeah, and I mean, like, come on. If I mean,
Well,
like, changing.
Liverpool also have players who at least want to play for that club, for that match. यहाँ पे तो यार ये these are just
No,
11 guys thrown on their field and do
Yeah.
something.
yeah, I think more than changing managers, it's just that we always pick the wrong manager, buy the wrong players, force the wrong tactic. There is never any cohesion. You look at clubs like Madrid or Liverpool or City or whoever, or even like freaking Chelsea, man. Like like Chelsea for all the memes, spending $2 billion over whatever players, they still bought good players, right? Like they saw that even they
Data.
and look at how quickly Chelsea changed their players. They saw the players they bought last season not working out. They just shipped them out and bought new ones, man. Like
Yeah.
for us, under ETH is the first time we did a clear out. Remember when Oli was playing or Jose was playing? We had players from like 4 or 5 different managers playing under them. only under ETH is like the first time, and that's the only thing I give credit to ETH, is that he forced a clear out and sold off all the, you know, useless players that are not even playing. Right? He did a clear out, and that's the only thing I'll praise ETH for.
See, that's the
Uh,
thing that the ETH, the guys who are still backing ETH, even though I'm not completely ETH out, I'm going to be very honest. I'm maybe he'll turn things around. I don't know, but the guys who are completely like backing ETH that he shouldn't be sacked and all, he has the players he wanted. You can't give the excuse that players from Jose's time or players from Van Gaal's time or Ole's time are still in the club and they're that dressing room is turning against him. No, most of the players are his players only here, so you can't use that excuse of saying that those players are still here and all that stuff. So
yeah,
it all
yeah.
comes down, like I
Yeah,
said.
I agree. I agree. I think we should
And
we should like end we should end it with that probably.
I'll
Uh,
probably end it with this tweet from Adam Crafton. I mean, I think I'm personally mostly done with Eric Ten Hag, but
yeah,
when
I
when
was done last season and I still maintain that nothing has changed.
when fan accounts like Ten Hag era, which were vehemently defending Eric Ten Hag, are also like, I'm done. It just shows, right? I mean, and all the people who compare this with Saf, like, come on, get a life. Saf did so much behind the scenes.
Mm.
I needed a lot, right? I mean, sure, the results are not showing, but I don't think under Saf's early season, the midfield was cut open and players were scoring 4 goals against us. Like,
Yeah,
for anybody brings up Saf, I will just show the stat that, the number of games Eric Ten Hag has considered 3 or more goals is far, far higher than Saf in his entire career of what 25, 26 years that he spent with the club. And I just wanted to end with this tweet from Adam Crafton at the Athletic. So before people jump on, with he's not some random fan account. He's not some random Twitter guy who's like Ten Hag era or United Trail, some bullshit guy. This is Adam Crafton from the Athletic, a very respected publication, and this is what he says. Right? I don't understand the who's or their argument in relation to Ten Hag. Clubs often don't get ideal first choice candidates. Neither Slot nor Postecoglou were. Man United are epically bad under Ten Hag over an extended period of time. The idea there's no one better is absurd. And I want to say this, earlier when you talk about alternate managers, and I didn't say it for fear of being chewed out, but I'll say it now anyway. And even though I hate him with every fiber of my being. I think at this point I would say fuck it. Let's see what Southgate brings us. It's become that bad. I'm
no,
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 done.
not yet, not yet, not yet,
not
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 Southgate.
not right now. Come on,
No, I would
it's
bring
not
back
that
Oli
bad.
probably over Southgate.
What's that?
Not even
I would
Ole.
probably bring back Oli over Southgate,
No,
not
the reason,
Southgate.
the reason, the reason I said Southgate is it just doesn't matter. Southgate got England to finals. He has what is like Ten Hag can't even get a top four at this
Dude,
point.
look at the
Done him,
players he had in his team. He
and,
had Bellingham in his team. He had Harry Kane in his team. You
and
you
dude,
you got Xerxes Hoya who's not
Yeah,
able to do a tap
yeah,
in only.
yeah, and Xerxes was highly rated before he joined United. And what happened after he joined United? Oh,
That's
suddenly
a
when
that's a that's a usual cycle. Every player is a generational talent or highly rated before they join United. And when they join United,
exactly.
they just go down there. You look
That's
at
what happens.
Lenny Oro. Before that, before joining United, he was being appreciated as an next Varane. As soon as he joined United, he's overrated. UK paid 50 million for him. Now he's out injured. Real Madrid basically dodged a bullet here. Blah blah blah. So it's
I mean
the hate
he was
around
the
him.
next he's the next Varane. So he's injured. It checks out.
That is sad.
Next
But यार
Varane.
Varane wasn't this injured early in his career that much. ये तो अभी
No
से हो
man,
गया ना
Varane.
but
No, Varane had pretty bad injury issues even earlier. I remember I used to play football manager. I got so fed up I just sold Varane at some point. लाइक इतना गांडबंदी करके उसको खरीदा मैड्रिड से हर 2 महीने इंजर होता है लाइक निकालो भाई but
what?
yeah, I think my point that I was trying to make is it's not about Southgate or not about Ole. I'm fine with Ole to be honest, but like it's not about Southgate or Ole. My point is that I'm comically done with this coach, right? I supported him a lot over the last 2 seasons, right? Especially was first season, he showed promise. But then second season, even with all the red flags around the tactic, I still showed faith in him for the entire season because we have injuries and all of that stuff. And this season, despite the fact that he has his own players, most of the first level, most of not even first level, most of the starting squad is his, right? Like if you look at a 25 member squad, probably more than half the players are his. And even that with these performances, yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
To be honest, my point of view about Ten Hag at the moment is like I'm even ready to take a gamble now. Let him be there for the whole season only. Let's see what's gonna happen. How bad can it become? We might finish 12th or 10th. It looks like that. But
So
just
Southgate
I
is
think
better than that.
the
no, no, not
credit
Southgate. Man, come on. Southgate is too much here. Come on.
Southgate, at least you won't finish 12th under him, man. Come on.
See, because because sacking him at that moment, like I said, my belief is that if you want to sack him, then just bring a world class manager.
that's what we
But
should wait for, and but unfortunately that's not out there right now. So
yeah,
they'll
Yeah.
see if
probably end
in
up
the next
keeping him
two
for the
games,
time being.
miraculously, if he's able to perform, even though we are not going to do it, but still, if
Yes.
miraculously we are somehow able to at least have some composure in the game, have some control in the game, maybe score a few goals also, then we need to just stick with that approach that we have taken in these coming two games and continue throughout that season, throughout the whole season. And but if you still are doing the same mistakes, then the board and the
Yeah.
management will be forced
So
to sack you.
yeah, the thing is again, if you're going to bring up ideal world class candidates, I'll just bring up this tweet again every time we bring it up, right? Nobody freaking heard of Slot and Postecoglou before they were hired, and look at them today. They're killing it for their clubs. So I mean, really, I don't care. You want to bring Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back? I'll literally take Vibes FC or whatever we have at this point. Like, you know, I'll take Vibes FC. If there are no vibes, there's no football, there's no tactics, there's nothing in this club right now.
In the Spurs game, there were around I think 5 players from that Spurs versus Ajax semi-final in this game. There's Dillit, there was Mazraoui, Onana was there from the Ajax team. From the Spurs team, I think Ericsson was there. I think so. Son wasn't there. Son was not. Son was there, but he wasn't here in this game.